FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, says Puerto Rico was a record for them in this way. They never before had provided so much food and water to a population after a natural disaster. But for many days and weeks and even months after the storm, people kept asking, "Where's the water? I need more water." So when we saw pictures circulating on social media purporting to show water sitting on a tarmac at an airport in Ceiba, Puerto Rico, I reached out to FEMA and they admitted they are the ones who placed the water on the tarmac. The question is why? Tito Hernandez, a senior official for FEMA on the island, agreed to take our questions.
Okay, Tito, let's talk about the water bottles. So how many water bottles do you estimate have been sitting on that runway in Ceiba?
We have 19,000 pallets of water in that tarmac. And we were rotating that water until May, because we actually put 4 million liters of bottled water until May, which was the last request that we had for water. And then after that, the Commonwealth of Puerto Rico had intentions of purchasing the water in April, so we called them up and told them that the water was there. Back in September, last week, they returned the water to us, and we're going to dispose of it according to federal procedures. And so that's what we have in the water. It's about 19,000 pallets of water that we're working right now with the University of Puerto Rico, the lab, and some other places that are interested in working with us in the disposal of the water in a productive way.
So you said 19 pallets of water. How many water bottles would that roughly be?
I'm talking about 19,000 pallets of water. And the reality is that it's an excess. We usually go through our excess procedures, which is going through GSA, and that's the procedures that we followed in this particular event.
Right. How many water bottles would that be, roughly?
I can tell you that there's about 18 bottles of water per case, and there's about 19 cases of bottle in a pallet. I haven't made the math, but it's 19,000 pallets of water. It's a lot of water.
Sure. You said last September the government of Puerto Rico gave the water back to you. Can you explain that?
No. Again, talking about getting into the details of the excess of the water. Right now, what we want to do is look into the fact that we serve people in Puerto Rico with millions of water. We serve Puerto Rico with a lot of food. We had an excess and we were disposing of it. That's as far as I'm going to talk about the water, because it's again going back to the fact that it's a normal procedure for us in FEMA to have excesses that we have to dispose of.
I understand the excess, but why did you leave it on the tarmac in the sun to go bad, essentially?
Well, again, it's a condition of how we actually dealt with that, and we have lessons learned that we have to work with, and we're going to dispose of that water appropriately.
Can the water be used, or, in speaking to some people at FEMA, there's the thought that it's gone bad and it has to be disposed of. So tell me about that plan with the University of Puerto Rico. What can be done with the water?
Well, you know what? Those are plans that we're discussing right now with them and other potential parties in Puerto Rico that are interested in the water. So when we have those plans, we will let you know exactly how that plan is going to come through. But right now, we're actually speaking to them because we have the reality of having an excess that we need to dispose of according to the federal regulations.
So let me ask you this specifically: when you put the water on the tarmac, the government was supposed to come and get it, according to FEMA. What happened there? Where was the breakdown?
Well, you're going to have to ask them, for that. And right now, what we're looking at is the fact that we have some water that we need to dispose of as an excess, just like we have other excesses in Puerto Rico that we're actually disposing of according to federal regulations.
And what are the regulations? How are you supposed to dispose of water?
In a way that actually is pursuant to the best proper way, environmentally sound way to actually get disposed of that water.
Tito, you're from Puerto Rico, so this has been a passion project for you. I don't have to tell you that a lot of people have been sort of shocked by this story of the water bottles on the tarmac. I wonder what your reaction would be to the people who are infuriated seeing all that water sitting there and knowing it was there for months, being unused and going bad in the sun.
Well, I can tell you that as a Puerto Rican, I feel really, really proud of the mission that we had in Puerto Rico to serve 3.4 million people with safe water and safe food, that we carried that mission until May of this year, that we gave 93 million liters of bottled water to folks, that we gave safe and secure care to the families in Puerto Rico for an extended period of time. That I would say that when we have a massive historic transfer of commodities from 1,000 miles from the United States to Puerto Rico, that you're going to have excesses. And that when we had that excess, we had filled out all the warehouses in Puerto Rico. Everyone that could get water from us got the water from us. And what I would say as a Puerto Rican is that I feel proud of the work that FEMA has done in Puerto Rico, which is supporting when no one else is supporting. What I would say also is that FEMA is not the solution for all the problems, but part of the solution. There has to be a whole community approach.
Why weren't the bottles of water placed in a storage center on the island instead of on the tarmac?
I already answered that question.
I didn't get the answer. Can you give me the answer again?
Well, I just told you that the water bottle was being rotated in that area because we are part of the massive historic mission that we had of moving water.
All right, thank you, Tito.
Thank you for your time.